This neighborhood has its own lake, but hardly anyone knows this place even exists. So let's go walk around and talk about the pros and cons of living lakeside in Keizer. We are gonna walk around this Keizer neighborhood called Inland Shores. Then we're gonna jump in the car and take a driving tour before we wrap up this vlog tour on the internet looking at some recently sold homes together. My name is Clarity Odd and I'm a local real estate broker here in Salem, and just like you, I relocated to Salem without knowing anything about what this city had to offer. Now I make videos for you, my future clients who are relocating to Salem. If you want to work with us in the home buying process, go down to the description of this video where you're gonna find all of our contact information. Reach out so that we can help you. Before we jump into the first con on our list, let's pull up a map and talk about where exactly Inland Shores is located. What we're looking at right now is my catalog of Salem, Oregon neighborhoods. This is where you can easily access all of the videos that I make based on location. This is available to you and you can find a link in the description of any of my videos. For the purposes of this video, we are gonna uncheck main sections, we're gonna uncheck major neighborhoods, and then what we're left with is my favorite neighborhoods. You can see that Inland Shores is on this list and it's located right up here. This is Keizer, Oregon. And then this is downtown Salem. If I had a video made for Inland Shores already, you would be able to click on it and the video would pop up here. Again, this is free and available to you in the description of this video. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into the first con on our list, which is the fact that Inland Shores does not have very many homes available for sale. And this is a consistent sticking point no matter when you are looking for homes. And the reason being is that there just simply aren't very many homes in this community to begin with. So chances of one being for sale, that in itself is pretty limited. Right now there are a few homes that are for sale, some condos, which you can actually see those are the condos over there. So there is some inventory that's for sale right now. But generally speaking, if you want to get into this community, you do need to be mindful that it's gonna take a little bit of time to actually find a home and see a home that pops up on the market that you like. So if this is a community that you're interested in, bring your patience to the home search. The next con on our list is that this community is governed by an HOA. So depending on where you purchase a home on the lake, whether it be a condo or a single family home, your HOA fees are going to vary. But if you're one of my frosty friends on the internet who's like, no, I do not like HOAs, then this community might need to be checked off of your list of potential places to live. But for my friends who are like, oh wow, HOA, I love HOAs, then I don't know why this is on the con list for you, right? But I put it on the con list because I think more often than not, people feel a little bit reserved when we talk about HOAs, because yes, that means that the outside of your home, the landscaping, the color of paint that you choose, those are all things that the HOA regulates in addition to other things, but some people don't really like that idea. So for that reason, I have put it on the con list, but it could also easily go onto the pro list. The next con on our list is the fact that this neighborhood is directly across the street from McNary High School. Issues that really arise with McNary Estate being across the street is you can hear the stadium noise. So when they have games or they have practice and they have somebody speaking over that loudspeaker, you can hear it in this neighborhood. Now, given when you're inside a house, you really can't hear it if your windows and doors are shut, but when you're just walking around here, you know, you can hear that loudspeaker going. So if you're really sensitive to noise pollution, you might want to live on this side of the lake, which is furthest from McNary High School. If you're liking this video so far, give it a thumbs up and go down to the comments and tell me if you think Inland Shores is a good place to live in. That duck sounds like it's farting. We are moving into the pros of living in Inland Shores. If any of those cons were just like no go, then Inland Shores might not be for you. But if those cons did not bother you one bit, then listen up for these pros. The first pro on our list is Stat Lake. This right here is Stat's Lake. It is a man-made lake, and it's not accessible to motorized boats, but you can definitely bring a canoe, a paddleboard, one of those, I still don't know the name of it, those boats where you pedal with your feet. So you can bring non-motorized boats onto the lake. I personally have not done that, but I have seen people do it in the past, so I know that it's a possibility. But the other large advantage of this gorgeous lake is that it's a private lake. So technically, this path that I am walking on here, let me flip around, this path, it goes all the way around the lake. And just like the lake is private, that path is private too. So should I be walking on this path? Probably not. Do I live here? No, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So Stats Lake is pro number one. You can't really find lakeside living in any other part of Salem or Keizer, Oregon. I know that this is a man-made lake. I know that it's not as spectacular as a lake in Minnesota or Michigan, but it is rare to find lakeside living here in Keizer, let alone Salem. The next pro on our list is the fact that Inland Shores has a variety of different home styles. So you're gonna be able to find single-family detached homes, which, like I mentioned earlier, ooh, we can't see it hardly anymore, but over here on the west side of the lake, that's gonna be single-family detached homes. And then over here, let me get out of this bush. Over here, we are approaching condo living. So you really do have a lot of options if you're somebody, especially like my clients who are like, okay, I'm ready to retire, I want condo living. They tend to look over on that side of the lake. So if you want condo living, you can have it. If you don't want to live directly on the lake and have that lakefront view, you can live about a block in from the lake. So there's just a wide variety of the housing types that you can find here. The next pro on our list is that Inland Shores is located in a very optimal location. So as we looked out on the map earlier, Inland Shores is located in Keizer, which is north of Salem. Keizer is really great for my friends who need to rely on the I-5 corridor to get up to Portland or down to Corvallis or beyond. And what I'm finding recently is that more and more people who have the flexibility to work remote or work remote part-time and their office is in Portland, they're actually moving into Keizer, sometimes Salem, but more oftentimes Keizer, because it is so convenient and so much cheaper than buying a home in Portland. Beyond Inland Shores' great location, you do have quick and easy access to different amenities like McNary Estates, which is a golf course community. That is literally just like, hold on, there's a bush. Let me scooch on past that. All right, so McNary Estates, if you're a golf aficionado, if you go past these condos, one street over, you're gonna have McNary Estates, which is a golf course community, like I just mentioned, but you too can go play golf on that community, or in that community, on that golf course. So you really do have this great kind of advantage of maybe not living on the golf course, but you still have access to the golf course. You have really easy access to places like Safeway to get your groceries, the dry cleaners, great Mexican food. You have a lot going for the Keizer area, and so it really does come with a lot of benefits beyond just a great geographical location. You are going to be about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on traffic, away from Costco. Your nearest Costco, which Salem only has one, Salem and Keizer are like this, and that one is going to be located in South Salem, so it is going to be a little bit further away for you, but honestly, it's just a straight shot down River Road into Salem, and so it's pretty darn easy. You could even hop on I-5 and go south for a few miles and you're gonna be in Salem, and then you just pop off at the Kubler exit and voila, Costco is at your doorstep. I have zero expectation that you remember anything I said during this video. But here's the thing, when you are ready to buy a house here in Inland Shores or anywhere else in Keizer or Salem, that's when you need to book a one-on-one consultation with me so I can ask you the right questions to better understand where you should be looking in Salem or Keizer based on your season of life. So my friends, you don't have to remember everything I'm talking about. Just remember that you need to call me when you're ready to purchase a house here. Let's talk about a real world example of my clients who found me on YouTube who wanted to move into Inland Shores. They did not end up purchasing a home in Inland Shores, but the reason why they looked here is kind of the typical reason why people do end up moving into Inland Shores. So they were a couple who was retired. They were moving from Texas up to Salem because they have kiddos who live in Portland. Now they wanted really easy access to I-5 to get up to Portland to visit their kiddos, to visit their grandbabies, and that's how we really landed on Keizer being the overall best spot for them. They felt like Salem was a great contender as well. Again, Salem and Keizer are like this, they're so close. But they just felt like the ease and commutability of Keizer was much more conducive for their get up and go lifestyle that they wanted to be in Portland in no more than 45 minutes. Beyond the commutability of Keizer, they really focused and honed in on Inland Shores because they really loved the idea of condo lakeside living. Now again, they unfortunately did not find a home that met all of their needs in Inland Shores because low inventory. But they did really like the idea of everything that this community had to offer. They really liked the idea that they could jump in the car, they could go to their grocery store in 5 minutes, they could hop on I-5 in 5 minutes, and everything was just so stinking close. And the last reason why Inland Shores made their list was because most of the condos here are turnkey move-in ready. While they are a little bit older and dated, they're not 100-year-old homes, right? They are ready to be moved in, and then if you wanted to do some renovations to update or upgrade, there's certainly that option. But more often than not, the condos, the homes here, they are gonna be move-in ready. We are gonna jump in the car and take a driving tour of Inland Shores, and then we're gonna jump on the internet and talk about some recently sold homes in the area. We have jumped in the car and we are starting our driving tour of Inland Shores. I'm starting on the south side of this community. So these are gonna be single family detached homes, and they are gonna be bigger than some of the homes that you can find in this area. You're also gonna notice that a lot of these ones on the south side of the lake are going to be 2-story homes. Unfortunately, I had to cut out so much information about this community because the wind was just so intense and you couldn't hear anything that I was saying in the video. So if you do have questions or there's something that I didn't address in this video, just write a comment down below and I will do my best to answer whatever questions you have. So without further ado, enjoy this driving tour as we make our way south and then work our way north in Inland Shores. have Redfin pulled up here so that we can take a look at the recently sold homes in Inland Shores. So I've actually gone back for an entire year, and I mean, there are only a handful of properties that have sold. So remember, there is very low inventory in this area because there really just are not many homes that actually reside here. So one big question that you probably have is, why the heck am I on Redfin if I have access to the entirety of the MLS? And here's the thing, I am a huge proponent of my clients utilizing the democratization of real estate through technology. I understand that window shopping is pretty much the funnest part of the whole experience. So I am taking a page out of my own book, and I am going to do exactly the same thing that I want you to do to get familiar with the neighborhoods in Salem and Keizer that you're interested in. So I have pulled up two houses that we're going to look at together. And the first one is a single family detached home. This is a very good example of what you can find for single story living in Inland Shores. Let's take a look at the photos. This is the outside. This is very typical. A lot of these properties don't have very big front yards. A lot of times you're going to see that there is no sidewalk in this community in front of these houses. I mean, these are a little bit dark photos, but this is going to give you a good idea of the layout of these homes. Typically, the living space is going to be in the front of the home, and then you're going to have a formal dining area tied to a kitchen. So like I was mentioning earlier, this is not necessarily a brand spanking new kitchen, but you could certainly move into this property and not have to do any kind of renovation. It's dated, we have those white appliances, but it's more cosmetic than anything. And then there is an additional informal living area. Okay, if you want to look up this property on your own, go to this address right here on Redfin. The next property we are going to look at is one of the condos here. Sold for $420,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, just shy of 1,500 square feet. Okay, let's take a look on the inside. You do have that garage. You do have kind of the shared steps going up to your door and then your neighbor's door. And this is a pretty good example of one that has had some updates. So you can see here that this is newer tiling, probably the same old cabinets, but newer paint. And so they have done some light renovations. But why these condos are so fabulous is because you oftentimes are going to see these 2-story windows. And so these are very light and bright condos, and people absolutely love them for that very reason. You've got steps going down here. You do have the lower level into the garage. And then this right here is actually the front door. Okay, we're going to keep cruising. So this is looking off of the back deck. You have a gorgeous south-facing view of the lake. There's the garage. So this is pretty standard for what the condos in this area look like. If you want to investigate further, go check out this address right down here. If you liked this video, you are going to want to watch this one next. Bye, friends.